Hello everybody, welcome back to SSBCrack exams. I'm Radha, and in this particular session I have brought for you important questions that will be asked in your SSB interview. Now, as you all know that the Omicron variant has spread across all the countries of the world, so it is obvious that the questions related to the Omicron variant will be compulsorily asked in your SSB interview. So what kind of questions you can get in the SSB regarding Omicron variant and what can be your answers? We will be discussing that in this very session. So before we start the session, let me also tell you about our SSB interview online course. So if you are preparing for the SSB interview, do not worry and get yourself enrolled into this particular course. By doing that, you will be able to go through each and every materials that have been provided to you for the SSB interview preparation, starting from very day 1 to day 5 of the interview. Not only that, you will also get a chance to be a part of our live interactive classes that take place regularly and in monthly basis. For this, you need to download our SSBCrack exams app from the Google Play Store and then get subscribed into the SSB interview online course. So first question that can come in your SSB interview from Omicron variant is, what is Omicron virus? Now, as you know, the Omicron variant is a variant of the SARS-CoV-2 that was first reported to the WHO from South Africa on 24th of November 2021. According to WHO, the Omicron variant is a variant of concern because it mutates very rapidly. Also, there are some symptoms which are associated with the Omicron virus. They are, however, they are not limited to symptoms like low-grade fever, pain and itchiness in the throat, cough, loss of taste and smell. However, this particular symptom is less common for Omicron. General weakness and tiredness, headache, severe body pain, diarrhea, skin rashes and such. Now, the next question which can come from the Omicron variant is how this Omicron virus is different from other viruses like SARS, Delta and so on. However, Omicron multiplies around 70 times faster than the Delta variant in the bronchi or the lung airways, but evidence has suggested that it is less severe than previous strains, especially compared to the Delta variant. Also, Omicron might be less able to penetrate deep lung tissue. Omicron infections are therefore 91% less fatal than the Delta variant, with 51% less risk of hospitalization. So it's not very scary like the Delta variant, but yes, it is a variant of concern. Okay, another question that can come is from where this Omicron variant has originated from. Now, Omicron was first detected on 22nd of November 2021 in the laboratories in Botswana and South Africa based on the samples which were collected from 11th to 16th of November 2021. The first known sample was collected in South Africa on 8th of November. The first known case outside of South Africa was a person arriving in Hong Kong from South Africa via Qatar on 11th of November and another person who arrived in Belgium from Egypt via Turkey on the same date. As of March 2022, the Omicron variant has been confirmed in over 135 countries in the world. So it's spreading rapidly and it's spreading far and wide. Another question which can come in your SSB interview regarding Omicron variant is what makes this variant a variant of concern? Now, as you all know that the World Health Organization has classified the variants of coronavirus into two categories. Number 1, variant of concern or VOC, and number 2 as variant of interest or VOI. Now, variant of concern includes the alpha, beta, gamma and delta variants of the coronavirus, whereas variant of interest has been the eta, iota, kappa and lambda variants of coronavirus, which WHO has been categorizing under this VOI. Now, variants which are classified under a variant of concern or VOC are rapidly transmissible in nature and they can be transferred from one person to another, and that too with a higher fatality rate. And the overall effectiveness of the treatment is comparatively less. Omicron is the 5th variant of concern because it is mutating very rapidly. So till now, more than 30 mutations are being recognized in Omicron, and because of its power of mutating so rapidly and because of its own 30 mutations, that is the reason why the Omicron has been made a variant of concern by the World Health Organization. The next question which may arise is, can currently used diagnostic methods detect Omicron? Well, the most accepted and commonly used method of diagnostics for Omicron is SARS-CoV-2 PCR. Now, this method detects specific genes in the virus, such as the spike, enveloped, and nucleocapsid, etc., to confirm the presence of virus. In the case of Omicron, as the S gene is heavily mutated, some of the primers may lead to results indicating absence of the S gene, called as S gene dropout. This particular S gene dropout, along with the detection of other viral genes, could be used as a diagnostic feature of Omicron. However, for final confirmation of it, genomic sequencing is required. Then obviously the question can come about, what kind of precautions should you take against Omicron? Now, the precautions and steps to be taken against Omicron remain the same as before. However, it is essential to use masks properly, take both doses of vaccines, maintain social distancing, and maintaining good ventilation as much as possible. The next question which can come in your SSB interview is, will existing vaccines work against Omicron? Now, while there is no evidence to suggest that existing vaccines do not work on Omicron, however, some of the mutations reported on S gene may decrease the efficacy of existing vaccines. However, vaccine protects against Omicron by preserving antibodies and cellular immunity, and hence vaccines are considered to still offer protection against this variant, and vaccination with the available vaccines are crucial. So there is no report which tells us that it is not working for the vaccines, existing vaccines against the Omicron. But however, there in some cases, as I've already mentioned to you, there are some cases where the efficacy of vaccines are found to be quite low. But that does not mean that you will not get vaccinated. However, it is wise to get yourself vaccinated, that too with double doses of vaccination, to avoid any kind of Omicron attacks. Because if the Omicron do attack, then the immunity in your cells and the antibodies can fight against it. Now, the next question which can come is, do you think the next wave will be there? And if so, then how severely will the next wave be? Now, the Omicron cases are increasingly being reported from countries outside South Africa and is likely to spread to more countries. Given the pace of vaccination in India and high exposure to Delta variant, the severity of Omicron is hoped to be low. However, scientific evidence is still evolving in this case. Obviously, the next question can come is how the whole world, including India, is responding to the spread of Omicron variant. The whole world is basically facing the Omicron variant in a much brave way and in a much systematic way by vaccination process and continued monitoring and spreading awareness among the people through different channels. And India is no such exception. The Indian government is monitoring the situation closely and is issuing guidelines time to time. The scientific and medical facilities are also geared up for developing and employing diagnostics, genomic surveillance, and therapeutics. Last but not the least question which can come for your SSB interview is that, what do you think we should do as a citizen to protect ourselves and the others from the Omicron variant? Now, we as a citizen should abide by all the WHO guidelines to protect us and those around us. The first and foremost thing is to getting vaccination. Getting yourself a COVID-19 vaccine is very important. So getting vaccinated, keeping physical distance of at least 1 meter from others, even if they don't appear to be sick, avoiding crowds and close contact, wearing a properly fitted mask when physical distancing is not possible and in poorly ventilated settings, cleaning our hands frequently with alcohol-based hand rub or soap and water, covering our mouth and nose with a bent elbow or tissue when we cough or sneeze, disposing of used tissues immediately and cleaning hands regularly, and self-isolation if we develop symptoms or test positive for COVID-19 until we recover. So these are some of the very basic things that we as citizens can do to protect ourselves and also the others from getting infected by this Omicron variant of COVID-19. So I hope that this session has been quite useful to you now that we have covered all the relevant questions that can be asked in your SSB interview regarding this new Omicron variant of COVID-19. However, if you want to prepare for the SSB interview in a much more solid and in a much more effective way, please get yourself enrolled into our SSB interview online course, which is the best online course in the entire market. For doing that, you need to download our SSB Crack Exams app from the Google Play Store. Now, inside this course, you will find everything covered for your preparation for SSB interview in great details by our top-notch recommended tutors from day 1 to day 5, telling you what to do, what not to do, and how to prepare for this testing procedures of SSB interview. You'll also get a chance to be a part of our regular live classes, and there you can solve your doubts and queries and practice and prepare for the SSB interview in a much more solid manner. Also, if you're preparing for any other defense written exam, please make sure to check out all our different courses that we have provided for the defense examination inside our app. Last but not the least, do not forget to use the code Warrior10 while getting yourself enrolled to any such courses in order to get an extra 10% off on them. So this was all from my side. I hope that the session has been quite informative to you. In order to know more about the SSB interview, please stay tuned to SSB Crack Exams. Until then, stay positive, stay motivated, and always stay happy. Jai Hind.